Okay, I got it.
You got her figured.
Well, there you go. Jacob Perot says hello.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. It was a nice goal, too.
It was a good goal, absolutely. I mean, it was not pretty on the bounce, but you know what? It was, I make no bones about it. I'm a big fan of what I call persistent hockey.
Right.
You know what I mean? This was guys did not give up on the play. You know, shot number 1 happened, shot number 2 kind of whiffled, and then there was a little bit of dribbling and some, bouncy puck stuff, and eventually the puck. But because they didn't give up,
right,
the puck went in the net.
They pushed through, made it 1-0 right now.
For me, that's persistent hockey.
I've got to say hello to the shots on goal as well, because this is
good news.
This
Are you
is really
kidding
good.
me?
Like 18 shots on goal in the first period.
For us.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, total for us.
Yes.
Not total, just for us.
Yeah.
And 10 to Windsor there. Yeah, and that's something we've talked about many times before. We haven't seen a lot of. We've seen even when they were getting high number of goals. It was
18 in a period is good.
We got 10 shots on goal and we got 3.
Yep. Yeah. 18 shots on goal is good. And you know what? We have been really active in that forward zone and playing very effectively on the boards. I think it's been, remember I was saying that the kind of hockey I want to see.
Yeah.
If we can see that kind of hockey for 3 periods, I think we got a winner going on.
Yeah.
I really do. Windsor's clearly getting frustrated by the amount of control we've had over the puck, and
it's one of those things too, Jay. I think where you can feel it coming out. You can feel it coming off the ice, right? Like when we're in the zone, kind of thing.
Yep, we're in the
you're
zone.
really feeling it out there.
Hey, you know what? It made me go and go up to the honey pot there, and I bought my cards for this year.
Oh, you got Sting cards.
I got the Sting cards, the hockey card. I'm not taking them out of the package yet.
Well, that's going to
add
I got
to go home and put them into
your collection
my collection
of thousands of cards that you have.
So I got my Sting cards for this year. So $10 in the honey pot. So
perfect.
Yeah,
here I thought you were telling me you went and bought me a Christmas present.
Do you want hockey cards, Dave?
No, I'm going to go get me a Sting pin.
Perfect. It's a good idea.
I can get a seat upstairs, but I can't get a Sting pin. Just so you know. It is a good field now. The 2,000. What do we got here? We got just over 2,800 people here today.
Yep.
So if you're not here, you are missing what we could call it. This is good hockey.
I think it's good hockey. This has been a very entertaining period. It's good, strong hockey. I mean, we've been first to the puck. We've spent a lot of control time with the puck in the offensive zone.
Yeah.
I love that kind of hockey. We haven't had to rely on our defense to keep the puck out of harm's way. But then Ethan Langevin, once again, standing on his head. I really like this kid.
Danny would say he's got a spine like a slinky for a spine.
Yeah.
Something like that. But yeah, he's
certainly he's an all over the place kind of guy.
He has done well. There were some really tough ones in there. They were like, oh wow, good for him.
Yeah, I mean Windsor may have only had 10 shots, but there were some quality shots in there, and Langer has really done a terrific job keeping us in this game for sure.
And Windsor's definitely in the locker room having some conversations. Well, we saw Owen Say and Playfair from Windsor.
Playfair, yeah.
They actually
don't get me started because
they were out there. You know what? They talked about it for 5 minutes. They talked about it for 5 minutes before they put their gloves down. They kind of went, well,
Well, you know what? I think fighting is not so happy in the world of NHL hockey anymore. But I mean, it's a very emotional game. I mean, let's not forget these are some testosterone boys. Young men.
Some testosterone pizza happening out there.
There is some testosterone pizza going on that ice, and I'll tell you, I mean, so I get how emotions can run a little high sometimes.
We talk about that a lot. It's got to be hard to handle.
But Chris Playfair, I mean, to be fair.
A big boy, too.
Oh, sure, he's not a small guy, but Chris Playfair is one of those hockey players that his real gift is in getting under people's skin. That's what he does, and that's what he does very well. It is a talent for him. I'm not a big fan of the way he plays, personally.
Okay.
But it's an effective. It is an effective tactic, and he's good at it. And but that's going to put him in a few tilts. I think in a particular year.
It's part of the game that they're calling more than a game this year.
Yeah, more than a game. Yeah.
But
and I think what if I'm judging the fight, I'm giving props to Owen Say. I think that was a good tilt. I think I'd give him the 1 point edge on that one.
I saw. Well, we saw. Like I said, they had the conversation like 5 minutes. Not 5 minutes, but there was a good 30-second. All right. So what do you think here, fella? You want to do what? What'd you say to me?
I know. What'd you say about my mama? Yeah, exactly.
Anyway,
but
even though
his knuckles were red. There were some red knuckles coming off that.
Shea sat down there. They gave him an ice pack right away, and he was like, "Oh, why did I do that?"
Yeah, exactly.
But that being said, Playfair didn't even go into the penalty box.
No, he went right off.
He went off to some first aid.
I'm assuming he's getting a little first aid there. Yeah.
All right. But I'm not sure that we want to see too much of that coming out into this game.
No.
We can't really afford to continue that on. I almost feel like there was just something there that was.
Well, I think it's
floating around. It's like, okay, we just need to get this done and over with. Sure. I don't know. I'm just guessing by what I saw.
Well, again, when you play that kind of poking the bear style hockey, you're going to get in a tilt every now and again. And I think that was just one of those things. He, they took it to the next level, and it happens. But you're right. I'm not a big fan of fighting necessarily, but
the fans typically like it.
The fans typically like it, yes.
But I will say, I will say this though, and maybe this is a good way to lead into this fighting in hockey. Okay, we can tell you the score is 1-0 if you're just joining us right now. We're going to keep an eye on your comments while we talk about fighting in hockey.
Look at you self-producing again.
Yeah. Ricardo's out there, says go Sting go. Thanks, Ricardo.
Yeah, babe, that's my line.
And our friend Blake Pite is out there, says great work, guys. I think, is he talking about us or the Sting?
I don't know. I'm thinking it's the Sting. He's talking about the Sting for sure.
So, okay, fighting in hockey. For example, we used to, while we were here at the game, Jason and I, we post the scores and some updates and stuff, and we used to take video when there was a fight. We'd take that and we would post that and get lots and lots of views.
Sure.
And then, I had a conversation with the BOI, and I said, I don't think we're going to post those videos anymore. So when that fight came out just now, I was like, no, I'm not going to post that anymore. I know the fans like it. I think majority of fans, I didn't take a survey, but I would say the fans cheer for it. We've seen some people get really, really hurt. And
I think that's the risk you take, right? That's the risk of being engaged in a fight in a hockey game, right? Because the gloves come off, the helmet stays on, you're pummeling your fists into a helmet.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're breaking fingers and knuckles and hands and all that kind of stuff, and we can't afford, and it tends to be the bigger guys. It tends to be the D guys. That tend to go off.
There's the other thing, like it's not just the fighting aspect. Like, come on, let's fight. And you hear fans going, yeah, do it. It's like the old playground, hit him again, and then wait a minute, somebody gets hurt really bad, and then we go, oh, that was too bad. But we were just standing there cheering it on. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I think
it's kind of a double-edged sword, Is this hockey or is it entertainment? I think it's a little bit of both.
Certainly it is. Certainly it is.
Yeah.
But I guess how far do you go, right? And I guess, and there's a lot of
I don't want to see anybody get hurt.
No,
right?
I don't think anybody really does. Well, maybe there's some that do. I don't know.
No. Some people get pretty hurt. That's for sure.
And it's not. This isn't a new conversation. We talk about.
No.
Concussions are a big thing right now.
For sure.
And when you come in from. The league below and go to the next one, whether that's coming from, say, a Legionnaire style hockey to this, or from this to even WHL or NHL for sure. What are the expectations that are there? I think that's changing.
Well, sure it is, and I think we play a far more European style of hockey now, where finesse is. Since Gretzky and that his type of hockey, because he was not an aggressive player.
Not at all.
And I think that we've realized now that smart hockey, finesse hockey, absolutely trumps that aggressive hockey. Although typically aggressive hockey can bring everything to a grinding halt too. So,
like you said, it's a double-edged sword.
It is a double-edged sword.
Sure
it is.
What do they do? Well, I think likely we won't see any more fighting here today, but you never. I don't know.
Well, you never know.
At least not coming from us.
Sure, this is a rivalry, man. I think the emotions run high out there. I would say I would not be surprised to see certainly some more aggressive hockey.
Retaliation?
Well, I think there's a frustration level getting out there. The Sting put on an excellent show. I think Windsor may be expected to do a little better in the first period, and the Sting were all over them. I think for a frustration sets in, and that's when the aggression tends to ratchet up a little bit, and we see a little more aggressive style game.
If we see what we just saw in the first period come into the next two periods, and typically the second period has been the favorite for the Sarnia Sting, we can push through. I think we see a W coming out today.
You know what? I think our chances are really good right now. I mean, if we can, you're right. If we can keep playing the style of hockey we're playing right now, and keep that intensity up without penalty box problems and stuff like that, I think the worst thing that could happen for us is for Windsor to come out and get a goal in the first minute or two of the game in the next period. I think that could be a tough gig. If the Sting get the next goal, I think we're going to stay on top of this.
Very good. And to confirm, when we were talking about Jacob Perreault earlier, I was saying it right. Kubota. It's a Jacob Perreault going to a Kubota CHL, NHL elite game.
Yes.
A lot of
it's
scouts will be there.
Game,
Prospects
right?
game, yeah. And that's coming up mid-January. So
yeah, absolutely.
So good luck to Jacob.
And no, good for him. I mean, he's certainly a highly skilled player. I think I want to see it a little more consistently, but yeah, absolutely.
Well, he heard you.
He did.
He did.
100%. He's playing well.
I predict he is playing
game.
really well.
He's
been out there a lot too,
so
hopefully he'll take advantage of this time.
$3,500 for the 50-50.
Wow.
Dude.
2,816 people here watching this, and we'll be back coming into the second period. At the end of the second period, predictions? Yeah, share your comments out there. Ricardo and Blake, thanks so much.
Predicting
a win. All right, we'll be back later on for the show live on location. Once again, I'm David Burrows and my friend Jay Peckham.
Go Sting, go!